Hello. I tries to say hello, then I immediately start dying. What is this fucking shit? Anyway. Hello, once again to another Umineko stream. Today, we learn what the fuck happens at times of life, you know. I have tasty food I had. Also, there will be things happening today to go to. Yes, today is a day. Human time, let's go! Hello, hi, welcome, Ark. How are they? Time today, eh? I might be a bit broken. Please reset your bob-up. Inducing erase his mistress's child in Hidden Mansion. That would make logical sense. Everyone nodded, agreeing. However, Will's expression was slightly unsatisfying and scratched at his head. So, it would seem that this funeral existed the two Beatrices he couldn't hold a ceremony for because he kept that secret. Rosa. You probably don't want to remember, but tell me about the accident. Is the typhoon still happening? I have no idea when this is taking place, so I can't say for certain. Carrie. After Beatrice fell, was she still breathing? No. Her eyes were opened. Upside down, head first, and knocked her head against a sharp crack on the rocky beach. She fell from such a height. Her skull had split and carved inwards. That beautiful golden hair was stained red with blood almost instantly. Was stained with almost blood almost instantly. The sort of wound that showed at a glance that she was undoubtedly dead. Yes. Saw the insides of her cracked head. It caved in deep enough that to fit your fist inside it. No one can be naive enough to still hope they were alive after seeing that. Will? Do you really need to ask anything more? That's enough for the time of the accident. What do you do afterwards? I dashed away at full speed. I wasn't even thinking about calling for help. I just want to escape from that place as fast as I could. Half crazed, sobbing out of breath, I kept running around at random. Eventually, I came across a familiar lion statue. Oh, the one in front of the chapel? No, the one behind it. There's one behind it? Anyway, I made back to the mansion. I couldn't tell anyone and I didn't want to. Stay quiet until nightfall. It was so horrible of me. If I had hurried and told someone, they might have brought the first aid kit and she might have been saved. That was the first aid kit going to help with a crushed cranium. You didn't kill her. Don't worry about that anymore. Then, what did you do next? That night, I turned over my bed so many times. I couldn't sleep. Late that night, I quietly called Genji-san on the phone and told him. What did he say? Let me handle everything. Speaking for this to no one. I spent the next 7 days terrified that father would call for me and scold me brutally. But he didn't. Genji-sama kept doing his job quietly, just like normal. Father stayed locked up in study, not knowing any of it. At the least, none of us ever heard about it. Genji Brown probably managed to clean up everything nicely. Not I expect that they couldn't let knowledge of that child go public. If she was the only child, she was his own flesh and blood. Wasn't tough for father not being able to hold a real funeral for her. The shit Genji has gone through the years. Yeah, that man has gone through a fuck ton. Ignore that sound. Him and Kumasawa have been through a fucking lot of shit through the years. Them together. Like, damn. I guess that's why we're having this funeral. And then... that's all I know. And that's all I know too. I'm not hiding anything else. I told you everything. Tomorrow is the next leg of Kanto 7? What are you talking about, Rush? The next leg of Kanto 7 is in an hour and 30 minutes. Have we seen Jessica yet? We have... I believe we've seen Jessica. We have not seen Shannon. Even though Shannon is written here, we have not seen Shannon yet. Bo scratches his head, letting his gaze wander. Taking Rosa had a lot of determination to make this confession, but it was nothing particularly special for Will. A little more than review information he already knew. I think the only part that we didn't know before might have been that Genji was the one who got talked about this first. I think that might be the only bit of information we didn't know originally. Thanks, Aunt Rosa. How do you TV from Japan give birth to 2 blonde kids? Ah, you know, this man with his dirty blonde hair gave birth to this dirty blonde hair girl, and this one also gave birth to a really light blonde, I guess. No fucking idea, really, if I'm gonna be honest. How did TV from Japan give birth to a redhead? Okay, to be fair, the Valor's family line is a bit less clear. Kinzo is clearly ultra blonde, Super Saiyan levels. Of course he was. That explains everything. Now, where the fuck does the red come from? Is that enough for you, Will? Are you satisfied? If that's enough. A nice review. Well, Rose's memories only gave me information that was already known. I mean, how weird of a swerve can it be, Carrie? This is the first time you heard all that about her running back to the mansion after Beatrice photo her death. No, it was fairly surprising. Is Leon Jessica? I think we've seen Jessica, so I don't believe so. I'm much more certain that Leon is, that Leon is the other person, Shika Jiggle. Yeah, but seeing Shannon didn't stop him from being... Seeing Cannon didn't stop him from being Shannon. No, because they mentioned Jessica. Dark Bitch, Carrie does bring up a decent point, but I think it's much more likely that... Look, let's hope that fucking... Let's be honest here. If Leon is also... Is both Cannon, Shannon, Beatrice, and Jessica, then I think we have to question fucking if we're in Zamuri or not, and maybe take a few whacks at goddamn George. Okay? Okay. Apparently, Rosa really didn't know any more than this. If you want to learn something beyond the fragments given to him by Burn Cassell, you need to find new testimony. Leon? Tell Kinzo that I want to talk to him. Is everyone get anywhere without asking a man himself? Ah, yes, the normally impossible thing, because the fucker is dead as shit. Oh yeah, we saw the theory that to remind everyone about the theory because it's been a fucking while. We think that we think Beatrice killed Kinzo because Nanjo said that Kinzo died happy, and we all agreed that the only way Kinzo would die happy is if he saw Beatrice last, and the only one to report how Kinzo died was Nanjo, which means we really don't believe him in the slightest. Which Beatrice? Probably the Beatrice of the personality, or I don't even know how to describe that shit. Where are you going? I'll have to go my head and organize my thoughts. Don't follow me. Well, pardon me for asking. Please, take your time. After giving an elegant bow, Leon made a face, tongue sticking out. Unless you had eyes in the back of your head, he couldn't have seen this last bit. But he was reading the text box, so he knew exactly what she canon. I want to look at a fucking I'm not looking forward to having to fucking figure out how to refer to all these fuckers. Chicanatrice. Chicanatrice. Yes, this is words. Ro returned to the chapel by himself. The cold air and monotonous sound of the rain was comforting. So, how goes the game? You had come here for a little peace and quiet. No sooner I let out a sigh of relief than that voice rang out. That's one for you to answer. As though she had been sitting there all along. The post-answer arc video is probably going to be longer than the questions arc, isn't it? Let's hope the fuck it isn't. And let's hope it fucking won't be, especially because there's Virgiliatrice, Beatrice, Evatrice, Kuatrice, Shannontrice, B2trice, 3-2trice, Antitrice, and Leontrice. What's the fucking reason about that? Jesus, what the fuck? Yeah. God. The answers video is probably gonna be even harder because I'm actually, unlike the questions video where I don't have to explain shit for the most part, the answers video actually needs fucking explanations. Kill me now. Palatris exists, you have seen it. I think you sound like you don't want to have seen it. As though she'd been sitting there all along. Bring yourself here on top of the altar once more. Finally, you found this particular altar extremely comfortable. Balor annoyed me over and over with his incompetence. Very common compared to him, so it's a lot easier to relax. Unlike Ushimi's Battles games, I have nothing standing in my way. It's easy. That sort of game is already ended. Tales can be enjoyed twice. First you love them, then you tear out their guts. I agree that Tales can be enjoyed twice, but I think what you enjoy about Tale twice is seeing how well written it is the second time around. You enjoy the journey, and then you realize how well the journey was made. That's why the coffin is empty. They couldn't figure out which beetle put into it. Yeah, there's too many beetles. Like, look, if you have every beetle's body, you're just like, well, I don't want to fit all of these into one coffin. Also, what is Burry's game here? She's being nice with the game? She's not being nice. Guts here implies it's tearing it up and seeing what makes it tick. I mean, it's a cruel way of putting it, but I think it's more admiring. I think it's more like admiring the blueprints of a building is what your second read around of a story is. You know everything that's going to happen. You have understanding, and you can just admire a good story at that point and just go, wow. It's impressive that they realized they needed this part of the building and stuff, you know? Think I'm a butcher?
No.
Well, do you think you know who killed Beatrice? Rose's confession is something I already knew from the previous fragment. There's no brand new information. Reading mystery again and seeing all the foreshadowing you missed on your first time through. I mean, yeah, that's like the fucking best, I think. We're still at square one. Unless Ushimi Kinzo tells us what really happened, we won't get any farther than this. Don't tell me that sweet-talking Kinzo... Don't tell me that sweet-talking Kinzo is filling the beans. It's all part and parcel for this game. If it weren't, I'd die of boredom. Honestly, would you, Birdie? Would you? I mean, imagine Will having to try to seduce the truth out of this motherfucker. Come on. Oh, that would work great, right? Right. It'd be great. I'd fucking cry, but it'd be great. Will vs. Mad Kinzo would be fun to watch. I do not want to have to voice Mad Kinzo again. Please save myself from doing that. Kinzo refuses to speak of the truth and is... If I were, I'd die of boredom. Kinzo refuses to speak of the truth and is himself the king protected by his castle. That wouldn't be any fun to have that stand in the way of your game. Wait, why is Kenzo here? Who is the fuck knows? We're in a cat box within a cat box. The best explanation I have is that inside this cat box, Kenzo wasn't when you open the door to Kenzo's study, he isn't fucking dead yet. Which, I mean, like, that's how it was described, is it's a cat box with a cat box, which makes me think that in this game's case, there are two things I think have changed so far. One, the child from 19 years ago was not yeeted off a cliff. And two, Kenzo is not dead yet. I won't torture. It's not my style. I know that. As a game master, I will grant you power. So you can get the truth from Kenzo, of course. Still wearing shoes, Brinkaso stepped into the casket, picked up one of the flowers that I've been sent all his offering. I blew hard as though scattering fluff from a dandelion. A dandelion. Dandelion. Why am I like this? If Kenzo is dead, it stands to reason he's hung on life long enough to see Leon take the headship officially. Yeah, I think we can kind of say... I think what we can kind of say is if there is two possibilities between things, then we might be able to switch it. So, is the kid from 19 years ago yeeted defeated, or was they not? Therefore, they were not. Is Kenzo dead or alive? He was, so he shall not be this one. Because we're in a bigger cat box, or something like that can be affected. I know how that sounds. Once he did, a single petal broke off and drove down towards Will. When she did, a single petal broke off and drifted down towards Will, no longer gold with the shine of a transparent crystal. Yes, they did, Wise. Yes, they did. You think we need to post Van Dyne's rules to Discord? Let me look at them up. I think that's a great idea, frankly. The shit was already confusing enough, so let's fucking make it better? Question mark? The detective's authority? What's that pathetic ability? No. This is an invitation to the auditorium. The theater-going authority. And that's supposed to be forbidden without authorization from the... I'm fucking tripping over my words. The theater-going authority. And that's supposed to be forbidden without authorization from the Senate. I'm granting it on my game board. Who's going to stop me? Though the crystal flower petal danced in the wind, it wouldn't fly away anywhere until Will accepted it. Will remembered how used it was to argue with witches, and he snatched it up. When he did, the petal flashed brightly for an instant, melted into Will's palm, and disappeared. Entertain me if you can, and try to enjoy yourself. Ah, my skin! Chill. Ugh. You must also be interested in what the guts of Beatrice's game board looks like, right? Not really. At Rio's rude answer, Bring yourself vanished into thin air, leaving behind an obnoxious laugh. After clicking his tongue, Will turned around, visibly annoyed. When it did, it felt as though his gaze crossed that of a shouty figure standing by the door in front of him that led outside. Who's there? Pardon me? Yo, Shannon, why the fuck are you here in a fucking magic scene? You weren't anywhere else before, why the fuck? You ain't fucking me around like this.
I heard a voice, so I wondered who it was.
Shannon, you're running the reception desk this time?
Yes, I've been taking turns with Kanekun to run the reception desk.
And where is Cannon?
A short while ago, he was ordered by, Leon-sama to take a break, so he's resting now.
So, you don't know Leon either?
Uh-huh. Of course,
Ushromiya Leon is the successor to the head and only one permitted the silver ring. Jesus Christ, there's a lot of rules. No suicides or accidents to the ending. The motive must be personal. No long descriptive passages. Yes, of course. No atmospheric preoccupation. Such matters have no way. That's fucking ironic for Umineko. The truth must be apparent at all times if the reader is shrewd enough. Van Dyne hating Umineko. That's what that one feels like, which makes me laugh greatly. It's a rant about what he did not want in a mystery. Yes, which makes it extra funny. Considering we've got a character right now who embodies that. Method of murder means the ending must be rational and scientific. Okay? Secret societies have no, and other such things have no place. There must be but one culprit, many murders. The culprit may, of course, have a minor helper or co-plotter, but the entire onus must be rest on one's shoulders. Kind of strange. A servant must not be chosen by author as a culprit. Which is very stupid. There must be no love interest. Yeah, about that. These fucking rules are hilarious. Mostly because of how much Umineko is not fucking working off them. Very easy to tell. Why are you selling over that name when you've worked for 10 years? These rules are even more strict than Nox, to be honest. I mean, definitely. And are much more personalized? Definitely, definitely. You feel like Nox's rules are better? Just reading over this in general makes me think, yeah, definitely. The deader the corpse, the better. No lesser crime than murder would suffice. 300 pages is far too much bother for a crime other than murder? Did my man never hear of the thriller novels? Like, that entire genre is built on something akin to mystery, but not mystery.
That's...
Don't worry. Don't recognize Leon either. I was supposed to be the successor of the head. This is supposed to be his only child. This is supposed to be his only child. There hasn't been a single friend with anyone named Leon in the Ushromiya family. Upon hearing that Will didn't recognize Leon either, Shannon looked back at him in surprise. Apparently, she was a bit relieved to find that she wasn't going crazy by herself. However, her expression quickly grew uncertain once more.
Where is this place?
Right, Nox Nox is a framework. Van Dyne is just a wish list for a story he wants. I just noticed the first part. Van Dyne's rule is Umineko. The internet is really trying to fucking spoil this story.
I think it's the Ushiromiya family chapel. However, something feels different about it. Also, I knew that someone named Leon-sama never existed.
That's the second time you stumbled upon the name, and like, not the most odd thing necessarily, but stumbling upon a name like that feels weird. Usually people only get stumble upon a name if they have some other name in mind. It's like saying BB. You said never existed? She said existed?
I never knew that someone named Leon-sama existed.
I mean, yeah, what I was saying, sorry. Thanks for correcting, Kerry. Most of the time when you stumble upon a name, it's because you have a different name in mind. It's like saying, let's say, you go like Bob, and you stumble upon and you're like, no, Bob, because you were thinking Rob, but you meant to say Bob. That's usually how it goes in my experience. So, like, why are you stumbling on Leon's name? I feel like that's not just... What else could she be saying that starts with an L? That I'm not sure about, but I feel like she has to, because... Well, I don't think you stumble upon a name like that normally otherwise. It's just kind of odd, you know? People don't usually stumble on names because... no reason. Even if unless you're nervous, which... I mean, yes, Shannon has reason to be nervous here, but... She did it even in the very first line here, where she said... There. She did it. She's done it twice, which makes me think it means something. But what it means, I do not fucking know.
Yep, Madame Kurasama, the master my leading all the road is all talk as though it's perfectly normal. I mean, natural, because I can't fucking get this right. I don't understand what's happening.
Yeah, neither do I, Leon. I mean, Shannon, wow. Oh, what? Sorry, what did I just say there? Ooh. Leon is a piece placed by Burn Castell. Just that does you switch your larger cat box to place that piece. Tom, that seems this world isn't a proper world, but one made out of several fragments sewn together. It's as though this is a special stage set up specifically for this game. I'm sure she's nodding my thoughts right now, laughing and chopping down popcorn. Stop making me want popcorn, game. I was thinking about stopping by a nearby store to get some, but nah, I didn't. Fuck you, this is your fault. So Ken is in the real world and Shen is in the magic world. Yes, it's very suspicious. Incredibly so. Burn taking pieces. Ah, yes, Darkman, of course. She's taking the piece from fairy chest, from regular chest, from Lord of the Rings chest, from the Hobbit chest, from other chests, from checkers. That's the most important chess game, as we all know. We got 4 queens on the board. You're just thinking? You don't think there's a character with a name that starts with L? I don't remember off the top of my head any one of those either. Yeah, it was like, Kayoshi, Yakoshi, something like that. It definitely didn't start with L, but I can't quite remember because my memory is made of shit. Yoshika, Yoshia, there we go. Lunan. Yeah, I don't remember any L names myself, but it is very odd, I think. Especially odd is my immediate thought. How long have you been working in this world? How long have you been working in this world?
10 years.
I see. It really is a special stage. After all, right when I entered the chapel, I spotted Kinzo. Shan had worked here for 10 years, and this is 1986, the stage of Bito's game. Nah, Canes. Kinzo shouldn't exist. However, he definitely was here a few minutes ago. Bring us out promise. I remember someone in chat at the time of Yoshia's name reveal said that it was actually like a big pun, somewhat, and I cannot remember what it was a pun on, but I remember it being a pun. Bring us out promise. All the information need for reasoning was gathered here. So must have crammed all manner of stuff in here to make that true. I see, so it really is a special stage. You served with the Ushiramiya family for many years. So just how much do you know about Beatrice?
I know that Master loved you deeply, but other than that...
Is that all? Seriously?
And, they say she's the master of Rokujima's night?
Oh fuck, donuts. I want to sneak. So I haven't sneezed yet, though I can feel myself getting really fucking close. Yeah. Yeah. That's right. Ringo Shimmer to wander the mansion, right? Night after night is also Beatrice. That brings the number of Beatrice to 3. Oh, we're keeping track in story now too. Great, fuck me. The first is the Beatrice more than 30 years ago, who said of giving Kinzo the gold. The second is the Beatrice 20 years ago, who met Rosa. The third is the Beatrice of the goat stories, who's rumored to be the... Well, you're a bit fucking slow. Also, there are more. Well, have you really... I know you only skimmed through the other stories, but I really suggest you read them all, because there are a few details you're missing here, buddy. Furuto's Erika's reasoning was probably correct. Turns out the legend of evil spirits of Rokujima. Hey, you don't know it says that Kinzo's cult hobbies the name of the portrait of the mysterious woman Beatrice? The name of portrait of the mysterious woman Beatrice and Epitaph got mixed in and all fusing the legend of the Golden Witch. And so the darkness of the night gained the personality of a witch. Look, Will, there's a series of streams that you've had to just beat this story, bitch. It's like 75 hours long, you get caught up fairly quickly. Of course. That's the third Beatrice. There's a veil the serial killer hides behind. Apparently she understands the word of Will's sudden monologue. She didn't try to follow along, but seemed to be having a difficult time. That's just the question arc, so that should be good enough, except for B2 and 3 Tris. Yeah. It's a spree killer, not a serial killer. It's definitely a spree killer considering it's been over many years, right? Don't waste your time trying to understand. You'll just get a headache. Now, I'm questioning right now, does Will know about the fact that Beatrice, Shannon, and Ken are all the same person? Like, I know he only skimmed, but does he understand that, or did he miss that did he skip like the very end parts of the last episode? You know, one of the most important parts.
My apologies.
Is it a serial killer you keep resurrecting them to kill them again? I think that doesn't it depend on the number and period of time? Canon doesn't know Leon either, right?
Yes. Ken was the same as me.
Shannon and Ken, huh? Call Ken over here. I want to talk to the pair of you about something. Serial killers any more than 3 kills? Period of time is endless? Huh. Spree killer is within a set period of time. Technically, spree killer is a type of serial killer. That's very interesting. When Will said those words, Shan's face went blank and her eyes went wide.
My apologies. We aren't allowed to leave the reception desk, command, so I can't leave to get him.
And find a replacement and have them take over the 7th desk until you get back. You, me, and Cannon. We 3 people don't know Leon. We need to talk. Come on, what's wrong? Do it.
We've been told that one person is up to run the reception desk.
But no one told you that there was anything wrong with 2 people manning it, right?
We will only help her say. To reach out the reception desk does not require 2 people manning it.
Who gave you that order? Enzo? Kraus? Or was it Leon? I'll ask about it. You're wondering if this is an abstraction of the police? Ah! Okay, we're breaking it now. Good. I was wondering if we were going to just keep that up the entire time.
It was the one who orders me. I cannot disobey orders.
Who is this person? I'll negotiate with them.
You cannot negotiate. It is the one who orders us.
Call Ken over here. Hate you're going just as much as I hate torture. Slowly, Will pulled his right hand out of his pocket. When he slowly him in his fist, a small, bright glow emanated from it. The flower petal Burn Castell had given him had become a glowing birthmark which sparkled. He held that out to her chin and slowly approached her. Paul Cannon. I want to check something with the 2 of you.
I cannot call him. Do you still wish for me to do so?
If you don't call, I'm gonna watch your play.
If you insist, I can call him especially.
Okay, that's more disturbing than I was expecting to see nothing. Won't lie, but more disturbing to see nothing than I expected. There's some kind of incomprehensible tension between the 2. Will stood there, his left hand still in his pocket, his right hand glowing and stretched out towards her. She just stood there, her hands folded politely in front of her. Her posture beautiful. And yet, it felt oddly as though raindrops were sparkling and crackling in midair.
I will now call Cannon, Kun. Do you wish to proceed?
His expression remained unchanged the whole time. Shannon's face was still kind and gentle. And the tension was as icy as a frozen lake. Beginners in chess who sometimes do their king in a check without noticing. Well, might mercilessly capture king in such a situation. High-level players are supposed to calmly warn beginners about their mistake. Take one more step, you'll get captured. This was similar to that. I see. So after all, I get it. That's enough. You guys can take it in turns to run the reception desk. I think Will almost fell into the beach's trap. Instant checkmate for the detective? I'm not sure. I'm looking back on this and trying to look on. Okay. Call Cannon over here. I hate theater going just as much as I hate torture. Like, that's a weird way of putting it. Like, what Bernie just gave him was the power of theater going, and apparently he hates it. And that was... You think the issue is that Will was asking for Beatrice for answers? Maybe? I guess that would be the equivalent of breaking the game board, huh? In this case, Beatrice is supposed to be dead, so if he talks to both Shannon and Cannon at the same time, then he breaks the game, essentially. Shannon and Cannon are in the same room together, therefore they are dead. That's impossible, because that means that Beatrice is alive, I guess, or something like that. Does Bernie know about Shannon and Cannon? Did Erica ever acknowledge it? Erica got... The closest Erica... Like, no. Technically, Erica never learned the truth. She just said, there's 18 people, and then Balor and Mito said, no, there's only 17, dumbass. Would become a logic error? It might become a logic error, yeah. If you call Shannon and Cannon here, that means that perhaps Beatrice is still alive, and Beatrice is supposed to be dead, which would probably become some sort of logic error. I don't know who would suffer it, but it most likely would become some kind of logic error, yes. I agree with Darkbit and the others. I think Bernie does know the truth because she's playing with the game board now and is the game master, which means she has to have at least a good degree of knowing the truth like Lambda does. Maybe a logic error, or maybe the board just blows up. Yeah, something like that. It's like you're trying to investigate someone's murder, then you call them as a witness. It's not gonna work. Slowly, Will lowered his hand.
Thank you for your understanding.
The glow suddenly vanished from Will's palm. Now, I will say I'm very confused still. What the fuck is the power of theater going? Whatever was happening there with Shannon just then was apparently Will exerting the power of theater going. Now, what that means, do I want to know? I want to try and figure it out for myself, but I suspect that from what we know, it's way better than the Detective Authority. I suspect it's the case of theater going, as in you look right behind the curtain. You know how, like, it's kind of like going, oh, you want to see how the magician disappeared from the stage? Here's the copyright they gave to the office to figure that out. It's pulling back absolutely everything. That's what I at least assume the theater going power is. Where the detective can get the answers and can make people talk. Theater going is not talking to anyone. It's just going, yep, I'm just gonna fucking look behind the stage here. Give me a second. That completely incomprehensible tension melted away, like a sugar cube in water. However, nothing had changed since the beginning. Will's expression and Shan's expression were the same as they always been. Oh, are you leaving? Footsteps approached them. It was Leon. I'm just standing here talking. I want to ask her something.
What could that be? You find what you were looking for?
Interesting. Huh. I'm not sure, Wise. I'm still trying to think that myself. So, Shannon and Kennen are not allowed to be in the same place together. That's something I'm getting from this overall. Using the power of theater going, you can force them to be in the same place together, which means looking behind the scenes and seeing the truth of matters. Which... Let's try this. We imagine this as a play. Okay. Having two characters played by one actor being on the stage at the same time is impossible. That is a very good way of putting it, if that's how it's working here. So Will was trying to force an impossibility. That is a very good way of putting it. If that's how that works, then that makes sense. So, in this case, then, I guess we're still working under the assumption that Shannon and Kennen are indeed the same person. And Leon, and if this is several fragments stitched together, then... I think we already know this doesn't have to be... So, Shan's existence here proves that this story doesn't have to be entirely logically consistent. And forcing a possibility to cause the game board to do something terrible. Most likely, yeah. And yeah, and Wise is assuming, too, that if he went through, something like a logic error then happens. Yep. I'm assuming, by the way, that, like... what I was saying is, I think that there are some leeway in the truth in this scenario, because we know for a fact that, as Will said, Shannon and Kinzo being alive, Shannon working here for 10 years and Kinzo being alive on Bito's game board would be an impossibility, because at the time of 1986, Kinzo is dead. As a conclusion came to at this point, something really bad would happen. The bomb immediately blows up. Oh shit, the bomb went off! Boo! Landslide! Accident! Everyone's dead! But, so, Leon can be in the same... Ah, god damn it. So, if Leon is the kid from 19 years ago, and the kid from 19 years ago is also Beatrice, who is also Shannon and Canon, I don't think that breaks anything in this setting necessarily, because the story that Leon comes from is completely separate from the story Shannon and Canon come from. It just makes this fucking cat box with multiple layers of opening it up. You open up the cat box and two people are guaranteed to disappear at once. Because either the story of Shannon and Cannon is true or the story of Leon is true. So I think it's still entirely plausible that Leon is Shannon, Beatrice / Cannon, and they can be on at the same time because they're to use the way that Carrie was talking about it. They're actors playing on two different stage plays. Shannon and Cannon are on the Questions Arc production, while Leon is on the Answers Arc production. So they're played by two different actors in this case, even though they share the same role in the story. It comes very close to breaking things, though. Oh yeah, incredibly close. Also, Carrie, that was I won't lie, Carrie, that was a really good metaphor. It actually helps a shit ton in thinking about things. Yeah.
I'm honored to have been of service.
That's a shame. Thanks, you try to keep food out of it. Yeah, you seem to do the fact that this is a very special game board, that things don't break apart under initial glance. Yeah, that's what I'm kind of working with too. We have contradictory things immediately, so that definitely means that some things would be screwed over normally, but it's working out better thanks to a couple other things. If you were looking for an umbrella, I could have gotten one right away. Did you convince Kinzo? I told him that a rare guest wanted to greet him. Who say he'll meet with you? You tell him I wanted to ask about Beatrice? Isn't that your job? The slightly mischievous look, Leon turned away. Blue scratched his head and shrugged, looking annoyed. Oh well. He'll get a chance to try this out. Will opened his right hand and showed it to Leon. It was just a hand without anything remotely remarkable about it. Leon had tilted the side of the bathroom and had this strange gesture. Good work? Your name was... It's Shannon. So far, this is a unique game board because 1, literally the detective has no opponent. 2, cat box over another cat box. 3, multiple boards stitched together. Yeah, under these circumstances, there's a lot more BS that can happen, all in the name of finding out the truth. So, this board is meant to answer every possible question we could have, essentially, and reveal all the truths, which means that possibilities in the story that could have happened, which helps, like, further the truth, or get to the heart of the matter, are allowed, even if normally that shit would be dragged under the... rightfully dragged under the garbage can and beat to death. Dumb question is you don't think you heard it, but did Lambda's imitation of the kid's voice in 5 sound similar to Leon's? It's been too long for me to know for certain, honestly. Oh, that's right, Shannon. Please continue manning the reception desk. Make sure you keep warm. Thank you very much, Leon-sama. Shannon bowed deeply in response to Leon's kind words. There's not even a trace of tension in her manner. Okay, let's go, Will. You want to miss your chance? That mood changes quicker than the autumn sky. Good luck. Let's go. Man, this is really revealing to go off of, honestly. Yeah, it was Baldur's VA and sounds a lot like him. Of course, that doesn't mean anything because the OG story didn't have VA. Do you think we can assume that Leon Ego is Shannon? I think it's very safe. Honestly, that one... It's kind of ridiculous how that one chapter alone has given us a lot to work off of. Like, it's like an insane amount. I'm very interested in this. We're definitely, thanks to all the talking and discussion we've done for this game before now, we are a lot more open-minded than I think some people coming into this would be. I've brought Williard. Why is his name so fucking hard for me? I brought Williard. I brought Wilson. Kinzo and Genji could be seen in the VIP room. Willard. People who had thought at all during this game would be so confused by this point, Lo. I imagine so. We probably understand the game far better than most people at this point. Yeah. I feel like I can chalk that up to mostly us having a long... I chalk that up, honestly, to the streams being short and relatively short and us going across a long period of time, talking with each other both during streams and out of streams. I think those two elements really add up to us having a better ability to understand what's going on than most people would. Kinzo was sitting back in a chair, his eyes closed as though in troubled sleep. My lord, I guess I've come to see you. You think the experience actually improves the story? Oh yeah, I totally don't, I agree completely, honestly. Going about slowly like this and taking our time and being discussed like this, it really makes me feel like I imagine this is what it was like for people back during, I imagine for when these games were coming out, it was kind of a similar experience to this, which makes me really happy to go through something even remotely similar. When the games were coming out and there were gaps. Yep. I think our experience replicates it just a tiny bit, which is cool. Kinzo slowly opened his eyes. Those eyes were red from crying. They regained their focus and slowly found well. I am Ushirimiya Kinzo. Will? I'm Willard. I'm gonna express my condolences. So, you've come to visit Beatrice's funeral. Just who are you? I'm no one. No connections with anyone. Don't think too deeply about it. Bitch, I'm gonna think deeply as fuck about it. Are you kidding me? I can sense your importance to the overarching story from here. You'll just get a headache. You'll just get a headache. Stop pinching my ass! I ask that you choose your words a little more carefully. What a strange guest. So, what business do you have with me? I want to ask you about Beatrice. What? Kenzo's gaze grew sharp. Leon felt a bit lightheaded and wondered why this guy had to be so direct. Why do you ask? I thought you were no one. Why do you want to know about Beatrice? What purpose could it serve? Because I am no one. You can listen to your tale without bias and record it. We'll probably leave this world before too long. Die without telling anything about Beatrice. Children adore her with those own fancy tales and write them in history.
You entertain me, boy! You think yourself a testament taker? But that is wholly unnecessary. Beatrice is mine alone. No matter what anyone says, no one can find or sorry. What they say is of no consequence. Not how casting others be construed. It matters not to me.
Willard. I'm gonna fucking actually use Google here because I can't say this fucking name. Holy shit.
Do you know what's really fun?
Why is there a 50-minute... Fuck you, YouTube at... Willard. 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 God, I'm not fucking good at with double L's. Warlord. Warlord-sama. Master does not like wills. The fuck was up with episode 3 then? He's not one to abandon anything while he so lives. Probably true. That sound a bit unlike him.
The spirit to struggle onward. To our dying breath is what makes us human.
Is it possible that Leon doesn't know Ken's name because Ken isn't a player in Leon's version of the story? I think that might be the case. I think that's and isn't that odd? I think it's odd and entirely plausible. If it also works along with our own theories so far, so I'm up for it even more so. Did Leon know Shannon? I mean, interestingly enough, Leon... So the thing is, Shannon could still be around, and Leon could have been around as well at a time. Because think about it like this, in this case. If Shannon only came about long after a point, right? But Shannon was always there. Shannon was the original. If Leon is essentially a permanently split off version of Shannon who took over their life, it doesn't make... It's like, yeah, maybe Leon knows Shannon in that case. Wouldn't be the most absurd thing.
The idea that I will give up before my time and leave behind a will is laughably absurd!
What the fuck? I repeat, what was with episode 3 then, where you directly were deciding to write a will? I know you were dead as shit at the time, but why the fuck were other people deciding to write a will? Oh, good point there, Isilor. Thank you for correcting our mistakes. Oh, fuck. Yep, that confirms it, essentially. They're from different stories. So Leon, Shannon, and Cannon and Shannon are from one story, and Leon is from a completely different one. Very interesting indeed. Yeah, that does sound a bit more like you. As long as you start to ask someone to write about the past because you feel you might die soon. We know deeply how you love Beatrice-sama. You're the model most worthy of respect that any of us know, and are an example for us to follow in every aspect of our lives. Please, for the sake of us wandering souls, may we learn of how you loved her to the last, and how your love for her guided you through your life. And the strength of your love for her, so that it might guide us through our own lives. You're pretty good at this. It's your fault for being so tactless. Boy! What do you know of Beatrice? Of the original Beatrice? Frightfully little. Honestly, the original Beatrice is still an absolute fucking mystery. The only thing we don't even know if she was actually the one who gave you the goat or not, essentially. I told the universe would not hold any interest at all. The fact that you know her name shows you're neither ignorant nor unconnected. Good point. Beatrice I know of. This is the one you love. The one you met before the mansion on Rokujima was ever built. However, she probably departed from the world, leaving behind a daughter. That's the girl who was raised in Kuwadorian. Ho-ho! Woodlord-sama. There's no building known as Kuwadorian in Rokujima. That name, Kuwadorian. Next one we were talking with Aunt Rosa, too. What in the world does it mean? Ah, interesting. So... is Rosa from fucking from Shannon and Cannon's world? I feel like if Rosa was Shannon and Cannon's world, she'd be a lot more going, who the fuck is Leon, for God's sakes? You should have an idea by now. I'm the hidden mansion deep in the forest where his mistress's daughter lived. Interesting. So you actually know the name of Kuwadorian? Oh, no, never mind. It always existed. Good, I was getting fucking confused. Good. Continue. You have sparked my interest. Kinzo shrugged and grinned. One living in Kuwadorian is probably Beatrice's daughter. However, it seems like you didn't think of her that way. Oh ho! Then how did I think of her? Ushimiya Rosa went to Kuwadorian and Beatrice told her to know about herself. That conversation referred to you as Kenzo. The same when she spoke to you directly. She said that she thought of you as a father, she didn't call you father. She either didn't call you that, or wasn't allowed to call you that. That can only mean one thing.
それは何だというのか。
And what might that be?
生まれ変わりだ。
Reincarnation.
お前は
I
娘
think of your daughter, the child Beatrice left behind.
思わなかった。死んだベアトリー
You're the dead Beatrice revived into a new
新しい
body.
体で蘇ったと信じ
God, if this is true, I would like everyone to realize I caught this by fucking episode like 3, which is probably not that impressive, all things considered. But I think I had my Kinzo fucking Beatrice planned, talked about in what, episode 2? God. I think in episode 2 I was talking about his fucking raising a new Beatrice shit. God damn it. The factory admittedly doesn't seem to have come true, but still.
源氏
Genji
あんたはかつて
was the master spoken from Natsu and several other family members.
金蔵とベアト
And
リ
there
ー
never been a child between Kinzo and Beatrice.
はいなかったと証言したことだ。
記憶にございませんが。
I have no memory of saying this. Of course, this game's Genji probably wouldn't remember that. However, near the end of the first game, when all the survivors gathered in the Kinzo study, Genji asked whether Kinzo and Beatrice ever had a child together. He denied it, saying, I have not heard of anything like that.
聞いたことがないか。ある意味
I've not heard of
金蔵の
that.
腹心らしい
Only is the perfect sort of answer for one of Kinzo's confidants.
何し
After all, in Kinzo's eyes, she wasn't a daughter.
生まれ変わりであって娘では
A
ない。
Beatrice reborn. You wonder if everyone's from a different version of the story? Probably not. It's probably, like, collectively. Leon's from a... It seems like this... Most likely, everyone who knows Leon is from Leon's version of the story, and everyone who doesn't know Leon is probably from a different version of the story, at the very least.
Will? I don't know what you're talking about, but I will not let you stand on the family head.
冒涜じゃね
This isn't slander.
え。推理
It's reasoning.
だ。だが
However, I understand the heart.
ベアトリーチは
Beatrice was the woman you loved most.
最愛の女だ。
And Will is from a different story. Honestly, I don't know how to take the whole Court of Heaven thing. The Court of Heaven is honestly one of the bits of the story since episode 5, where I've been very... Or episode 6? 5? 6? 6? 5? 5. Since 5, that I've been very unsure about how to take. At face value, it seems to just be, like, the Detectives Guild in real life that Nox was a part of, essentially, where people were just like, look, if you want to write a good detective story, here's some rules you gotta follow, okay? Don't be shits. But, like, I'm honestly not sure entirely.
死んでいる
She remained there, now even after death, for all eternity, without fading in the slightest.
だが美しい金髪に青い
We're given the challenge blue eyes, big blonde hair, and facial features which resemble Beatrice from a young age. This is a meta world opposite of witches. I mean, definitely. That's definitely true, which I guess... If witches are like fantasy stories, and the Heavenly Court is per se like, mystery stories, then I guess that does make a degree of sense.
お前は次第に生まれ変わりではないかと
If I can accept witches, then why not them? I'm mostly just trying to figure out what they are. Like, I can accept witches at this point, true, but everything about the Eisenritter, or not the Eisenritter, about the court is a bit stranger to me. If for no other reason than they're very solidly in Telenor is too cute not to... Okay, good enough reasoning, but a bit more seriously. I think what gets me is that witches innately don't listen to, like, actual logical rules. In fact, witches in general barely have any rules, and that was established slowly over time. While the Heavenly Court seems very bureaucratical, and it's, in a way, a bit strange to me, and I can't quite place in words why I find them strange. It's not that I don't believe in them, per se, but I almost feel like there's something that... I almost feel like there's something else. I don't know why, entirely.
はおかしいこと。
That wouldn't be a surprise.
親方様、
My lord,
よろしいのです。
shall I? Shall I throw this insolent man out? Genji asked Kinzo. Wow, Kinzo hung his head in silence, though remembering something from his own past.
娘は美しく育ち、生き写しになった。
Oh, that's... Oh, yeah, okay. That's probably what makes me weird about them now. That I just realized. What makes the court strange to me is that witches can exist by themselves, but the court only exists to counter witches. To put it another way, if witches didn't exist, then the court doesn't have any, seemingly wouldn't exist either, which is what makes them weird. You must have been ecstatic. However, it's doubtful that you were fully satisfied with this. Apparently, they also just solved cases as seen as the beginning of the story. Honestly, that just makes them sound like the police in some ways, but... It's... After all, even though she was Beatrice reborn to you, think of witches as criminals in the court of heaven as police? I guess that makes sense with my analogy, my question I made earlier about, or what my statement about, like, if witches didn't exist, then the court of heaven wouldn't exist. Meta war police without criminals, would there be? Yeah, exactly. Well, I guess that by that logic, it makes enough sense. You feel that way yourself. How can you know that? She couldn't shake the feeling that there was something out of place about her being called Beatrice. You would never feel anything out of place about the name they were given at the time of their birth. However, she did have that feeling. Did you say it was an abstraction, the police questioning Shannon? That which would explain why things went weird when Will asked to talk again. I mean, we can all... okay, gotta say this now. We can all agree that during episode 6, during the parts where, like, Battler was all happy to have Beatrice back and stuff, and Beatrice was like, I'm High Father and shit, like, and then he was disappointed. Like, that was all a metaphor, an analogy or metaphor for fucking, like, when Kinzo first met Beatrice, Reincarnation 3, right? Like, right? That was what that was? We all agree about that, I think? So, even though the games are going full swing, taking things as an abstraction of something else is not... It's fine to do. It isn't nonsensical to do at this point. I mean, she was aware that the name Beatrice was on hers. In Kuadoran, she asked both Kinzo and Rose about who she was. Who am I? Everyone calls me Beatrice. You know that this game shows us real scenes, but obviously this was actually happening until later. Yeah, partly at least. And that does certainly seem to be the name of a great witch, as you say. But that is not me. Have you ever just thought that magic exists? Makes it... Oh, yeah, it's easy to think magic exists when you put it between fucking quotation marks. Hi, Victor. Welcome to the time where we figured out the entire story by the end of chapter 3. 2, rather. Sorry.
I cannot use magic.
わらわはその魔女の魂を
It's me of the soul of the witch still inside my body.
封じられているだけなのだ。
記憶は
Her memory
いずれ戻っ
would have returned.
あれは
She was without a doubt Beatrice reborn.
生まれ変わり
Anything can be made better. Like, fuck you, Darkman. No, quotation marks cannot make anything better. Shut the fuck up.
記憶は戻りつつあっ
Her memory was coming back bit by bit.
我が魔術の儀式
My magical rituals were helping regain her memories one little bit at a time.
記憶を取り戻しつつあった
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Dialogue God.
当主様
Grandfather?
驚くことじゃね
There's no need to be surprised.
えこれまでのゲームの情報
Line up the information on all the games so far. This is the answer it leads you to.
上層のベアトリ
Beatrice on the higher plane talked about this in metaphor, saying that Kinsler used to let the witch's soul escape even after death.
肉の
And instead caught it and locked it up in a body of flesh.
そして記憶も力も封じられていると叩い
Joseph said her power and memory had been sealed.
たその解釈この推理なら筋が通る
That's that interpretation of hers with this theory. It all makes sense.
ウィラード様
Warlord Sama.
親方様は
Thanks to your powerful magic ritual master gained the reborn child of the late Beatrice Sama.
亡きベアトリーチェ様の生まれ変わりの赤子を得たのでございますそれを否定することはできません
That cannot be denied.
コウノトリを否定はしね
I won't contradict the
え
stork.
そして金蔵
I
が
intend to doubt the depths of Kinder's love for this woman called Beatrice.
深く愛していたかも疑う気はねえ忘れがたみに
Someone who's been down person chooses someone who's been down person chooses to show their affection towards their only living reminder of the departed.
Ah!
Strong disagreement. Well, very, very strong disagreement.
育つほどに似ていくその
As he grew to look more and more like Beatrice, and Kinzo's love gave him rise to new special emotion.
俺はそれを
I find that a very human reaction. It's not in red. It's not true. Will does not subscribe to the Zamurian tradition. Will does not subscribe to the Zamurian tradition. He cannot, please.
You think you can understand my love?
理解する資格はね
I'm not qualified to understand it. I'm also not unqualified to deny it.
Oh, Beatrice,
私を
please
許して
forgive me.
Kinzo, that makes every relationship like, how the fuck does the goddamn shit from other shit keep coming into things and shits? As a love, he believes she was Beatrice reborn and raised her that way. However, somewhere in his heart, he might have felt pangs of consciousness, pangs of conscience. Telling that I may be forcing emotion on someone who wasn't really Beatrice. Then the Beatrice Kuadorian had an unexpected guest, Rosa. I never believed that she was the Beatrice that Kinjo desired. Suffering from her inability to understand who she was, she expressed a desire to escape to the outside world. Okay, gotta say it, the fucking fence is real? The, like, giant fucking fence was apparently real. I thought that part might have been exaggerated. How the fuck did no one find Kuadorian by just climbing on top of a fucking tree? Then, she fell from the cliff and died. That also puts her, yeah, from last episode, when Zephyr and Furfur talk about the kind of love that aren't allowed. The trees are all one story saw. The fuck?
Genji
handled that death, which couldn't be public knowledge, very quietly. Funerals aren't allowed for the dead. And funerals aren't for the dead. Just so those who are alive can sever their ties with the dead. Could never do that. That's why I fester within you. Okay, but the fence isn't taller than the trees, then why would it help if it's steep in the forest rabbi? Okay, the thing is, Darkbait, from what I remember about how the trees were described in episode 3, they are fucking humongous. They are, I mean, not the trees, the fucking, the other thing, the fucking, the fence was humongous. It was giant. It was fucking big fence. Big old fence. Beatrice! Oh! Rosa's kid POV? That was the only way we can kind of explain it, is that it was Rosa's POV. Only way we could explain it, honestly. Grandfather? You lost your mistresses? No, you lost Beatrice twice. Remember that sorrow show on the inside, outside, you kept it locked away in your heart. And eventually festered and turned to madness. And just burn on your abnormally strong interest in Encounter in your later years. I never thought I would get to scream Beatrice again like that, but apparently we're allowed to. Why is Will just explaining the plot to us? I was gonna say, it's very odd to be on the side of this now where it's just like, oh yeah, we all knew this shit. Huh. Easy fucking shit to forget.
Nothing.
Why? Why did you leave me twice? Oh, true, this kid's only lost Beatrice twice. Absolutely, he didn't lose Beatrice 3 fucking times. This episode is the answer check. I'm kind of taking this episode to be the quiz. Do you guys pay enough attention? Did you figure shit out? We decided that Leon is a kid not to be killed. It makes the most sense right now. And other things. Yeah, that was set last time. It did get a bit broken at first, but then we realized that the story is told in a bit of an odd way this time around. Your smile! That beautiful hair! Those eyes! Why did you die in my arms not once, but twice? Wait. Is that though how much you? What the fuck do you mean she died in your arms twice? What? How would Kuatris die in his arms? Exactly what I was thinking there, Carrie. Ken was in the same scene and Leon didn't even know him. That just set it off. That's something weird afoot with this board. Yeah, from what we can tell, this board, Victor, is one that's been pieced together from different boards. So far, we kind of identified 2 different boards. We have the Leon exists board and the one where Leon doesn't exist. Those being very 2 distinct boards right now. By now, Kinzo wasn't even just trying to suppress his sobs. Sometimes he scratches his head in anguish. Other times he faced the heavens like an opera singer. Kinzo yelled over and over again, repeating Beatrice's name. At that moment, there's a quiet sound of a door closing. When they turn around, she was already there. Oh, hello! The second most important character about the past? There's Genji, and then there's you, Kumasawa. Oh, fuck, if this Kumasawa... Huh. If this Kumasawa is the one from... This Kumasawa, if she's the one from the Leon timeline, then that means that she's never been Virgilia then. Because I think Kumasawa only became Virgilia for our Beatrice. For our Beto. I don't think she was Virgilia until then. So, huh. Interesting. If she doesn't recognize the name Virgilia, then she was never Virgilia. And she comes from Leon's timeline. Kumasawa had appeared. She was Virgilia for Kuatris, though? No, the flashback we had was for Beto's. Virgilia was there for Beto. No. What? Okay, bit of confusion there. So the thing is, that memory doesn't make sense for Kuador. So remember, that was Beto remembering something from her past. Not Kuatris remembering something from her past. That was Kuadorian, but that was a different Beatrice. That was... It's complicated. Okay?
They already know that much. Perhaps you can tell them the rest?
Beatrice wasn't a child at Kuadorian? She was like 3 years old, got tossed off a cliff, then she was brought over to Kuadorian for a bit. Like, yeah. Guys, Beto was at Kuadorian for a couple years. She only joined the mansion when she was 9 years old as Shannon. Beatrice died before the mansion was finished. Fuck. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. I gotta fucking... Give me a fucking second. Hold on. Okay, hold on a second. Can this get captured correctly? No, apparently not. Okay, give me a fucking second. Where the fuck is everything? Nope, that's not fixing it. Okay. Yeah, 9 years old. Okay, thank you. Carrie's got an explanation there. Thank you. Fuck. Oh, Shannon had to be in the gospel house. No, she didn't, because remember, she was in the gospel house till she was 3 years old. Then she was taken by Kinzo. Then other shit happened. God, it's so confusing.
You really know this much. Perhaps we can tell them the rest.
そこまでを知るな
Well, if they know that much,
これ以上
I don't believe there's anything more to
何も
tell.
語ることなどないとも思うが
No, we should tell them. That's a woman. I've always thought that the heart of the Kuador is Beatrice's story that should be told.
Well, they know where Kinzo told them she came from. Yeah, and it's technically true. She was at the Gospel House. And until she was like 3 years old. And then she was taken away. And then she got yeeted off a cliff. Hold on. I'm gonna use the bathroom quick and get a drink quickly. Give me like a little bit. Give me tiny bit of time. Tiny house inside. Give me a tiny bit of time. Okay, everyone, I'm back for some, I'm back, everyone. I'm back for some Limbus Company, guys. Guys, it's time for a Limbus Company playthrough. Are you guys ready? We gotta play the Limbus Company right now. Right? Right. All right, we gotta go get the golden bows and other stuff. What? There's no mysteries to solve here. We're all fine and dandy, right, guys? it for while editing. Sorry, I couldn't resist. Wow, that is a slow. You're boofering. Assume that's because of the fucking download. Okay, we're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're in the back.
And now, someone has appeared who is worthy to hear it. Only now is the time to tell without holding back. Kumasawa-san, do you know something about Beatrice?
Of course she does. The fourth game, we have testimony from the ferry boat captain saying that Kumasawa went in and out of Kuwadorian. My god, Will just fucking talks about the other games without giving two damns about if it makes any sense to anyone else. No one here knows what the fuck he's talking about. He doesn't give a damn though. We only have been like Kumasawa at different work shifts of the mansion in Kuwadorian. There's a young girl to be taken care of. Kumasawa with her long experience taking care of children must have been of immense value.
That is correct. They got me her wet nurse. No way. I can't believe it. So everything Will-san is saying is the truth? Yes.
So is this just like the recap before we get the answers to the murder? It might be, it might not be. I expect this to be long as fuck so I'm curious where it's gonna turn to. And also the prologue was Will stepping in to stop a murder, so I am still decently confused about that.
It is a fact. There's a secret mansion on the other side of the island for Beatrice-sama. This is a Kuwadorian is the truth.
I don't know when Kinzo married his official wife. Back when Kinzo already had an enormous store of wealth and had brought Balrog Kojima home. He built two mansions instead of two separate lives. Kinzo's children had also been aware of Kinzo's clandestine eccentricities at the time. Probably haven't been easy to set up two lives. Moreover, Kinzo's wife and suspicion has sniffed her all around all the time.
The master saying Kuwadorian as much as time allowed. He would have also didn't go on business trips and stayed there for several days. Treasuring the time he spent with Beatrice-sama. It was not simply a father-daughter relationship. It was not simply a father-daughter relationship. You could catch a glimpse of his great love for the late Beatrice-sama, and it was a heartwarming thing.
The way you say it makes it sound like he sometimes treated her as a substitute for Beatrice.
Oh! It sounds like that way, my apologies.
ございません。ベアトリーチェ様は父からの愛は
Beatrice-sama probably accepted her father's love.
しかし時に
However, I would not deny
ご自身に理解で
that she
きる
was sometimes
愛
forced to be her
を
love she didn't understand.
否定できません。
When Sawa's told me, it sounded as though she was scolding Kenzo. Good. As a motherfucker? As a mother who had raised many kids, Kumasawa probably spotted that Kenzo's love was often mistaken of a mistaken sort. However, the more the girl grew to look like her mother, the more disturbed and twisted Kenzo's heart became. It was his deep love that grew very, very twisted. Game, you're not making me feel any better.
なじれ我が友よ。
Your height to scale me, my friend.
分かっておる。
I understand.
我が愛は永遠
My love is eternal and undying.
なれ。
However, there were times we directed the wrong person in.
注がれたことがあったの。私は
I
認めねば
was
ならぬ。
not that.
おじい様
Grandfather, you didn't fucking rape your own child, right?
そんな
Wait, you don't mean
まさか
リオン様、
Leon-sama.
世の中のすべての人
All
間
humans in this world tie to each other.
何かの縁がございます。
Oh, it's horrible. Okay. Oh, I really hoped it wasn't gonna go here. When I suggested in episode 3, I said I really don't want it to be true.
身に覚えがなくと
Even if they do not notice, there's always some kind of tie.
その縁が人に絡みつき
Those ties wrap themselves around people and bring them together.
そんな
No way.
おじい様
Grandfather. Just as Kenzo had done, Leon also wiped away tears and stared down the floor. Apparently, the truth had been too much of a shock for the young successor to handle.
親方様
My lord,
語る時で
there's a kind that's come to speak of it.
そうか。
I see.
その時
So the time has come, my friend.
我が友よ。
あんたが語らなきゃ
Unless you tell us, none of the truth will be clear at all. Sorry to you, they'll be sure can go with the answer. Look, I was really hoping it wasn't gonna be that, but, like, okay. I'd consider it from in episode fucking 3. I had considered it, and I just had said, I really hope it's not. It had been on my mind. In episode 4's line by Beatrice saying I've been defiled enforced the thought, and I still was hoping it wouldn't be, but fucking why? Was the child abuse not enough?
親方様
My lord,
もはや
I believe they may have the qualification of the right to know.
資格があるかと思います。
分かっている。
I know. As I stay my finger funeral, Beatrice in heaven has given me a chance to atone.
天のベアトリーチェが贖罪の機会を与えたのだろう。
God, I'm just reminded of Star Door 15 from 3rd. I suspected it, I expected it, and it doesn't mean that I'm ready for it.
今日まで話さなかったことを
Forgive me for not telling you this before.
After taking a deep breath, Kenzo finally lowered the hand that had been covering his face. Looked at Will and Leon with those red eyes.
おじい様
Grandfather?
イオンも聞け。
You listen to Leon.
着地
Guest.
ミラード
What lord was it?
あ
Yeah.
この私が自らの
Thank you for giving me the chance to speak of the truth while I'm still able.
この機会を設けてくれたことを感謝する。お前はきっとベアトリーチェより使わされた天の使いに違いない。感謝する。
You have my gratitude.
その機会を設
He's just the one you have to thank.
どこぞの魔女だ。
Has to be some kind of witch.
どっちも魔女には違いね。
Well, I guess they're both witches.
お前が誰でもよい。
I do not care who it was.
私に機会を与えた。
I've been given a chance. That is enough.
感謝するぞ。
Thank you, Willard. Willard?
Kinzo suddenly stood up and held out his right hand. He was offering to shake hands. This was Kinzo's way of expressing gratitude. Please just kick him to the curb. Fucking punch him in the gut. Jesus fucking Christ. Will responded. Then the two gripped each other tightly in silence. When they did, a bright sword poured out from the gap between the two hands. Will felt as though something the size of grain burned itself into his palm. It was a power that Brink had given him. The light grew brighter and brighter. However, seeing that Kinzo and the others could not see it.
今こそ語ろう。
Now I will speak.
私がベアトリーチェに
I'm a Beatrice.
ベアトリー
Beatrice
チェ
Castiglione. I'm a Beatrice Castiglione just before the end of the war.
That is the one detail we knew about. Also,
She came from across the sea.
that is Italian as fuck. Is it actually fucking Nazi gold? Is it actually... Don't tell me it's actually Nazi gold. Please. Yeah, I'm ready for the beginning. Motherfucker always had gray-white hair. God damn it. The fuck does the blonde come from?
お前は
So, are you Kinzo?
昔のおじい様です。
It's how grandfather looked in the
写
past.
真で見たことがあ
I've
る。
seen photos.
これは一体。
I just... What on earth?
ベルン・カステルのくれた感
It's a theater-going power that Burn Castell gave me.
無理に理解するな。
Don't try to understand.
頭痛になら。
No, just give a headache.
分かってきたな。
Oh, I'm getting the hang of this. At one time, Genji told Balor that he looked like Kinzo in his youth. Sure enough, though, young Kinzo is exactly the same Balor. They look very similar. You mean Kinzo would be in his 40s here? What the fuck? He grazed that early? So he was a Balor palette swap.
改めて名乗ろう。
Oh!
Oh. Allow me to introduce myself again.
私が
I'm Ushomiya Kinzo.
後宮金蔵である。
おじい様。
Grandfather? Even the voice seemed to resemble Balor somehow. Looked like Balor inherited Kinzo's blood more thickly than any other.
私は後宮家など
I did not want to exceed the Ushomiya family headship. Same voice as Balor, BB. Oh, thank you. I did not want to succeed the Ushimi family headship. My being chosen as a head was nothing more than a prank of fate.
関東大震災で主だった者が死に絶え、分家筋のお前が抜擢された。
In the Great Kanto earthquake, those in charge passed away and you were selected from the branch families.
そうです。
That's correct. After all, grandfather was wise despite his youth, and he already possessed a dignity fitting for the headship. I mean, he had white hair after all. Ridiculous. The three elders were so intent on looking out for their own personal interests that they couldn't even decide a new head.
新しい当主を選び出すことさえできなかったのだ。まるで沈みゆく船で新しき船長は誰かと議論するような愚かさ。
They were like fools arguing about who the new captain should be on the singing ship. So since you had no connections with anyone in the main family, were like right out of the blue.
すべてはこの足の指のせいだ。
Yeah. All because of my toes. If I had one flipper toes on each leg, my leg would turn out quite differently. Sorry, I keep dying in my head. In the Ushimi family, polydactyl was seen as a sign of good fortune. In the this is because of his calm factor among many of the greats in the family's history. It was all very pathetic. Others didn't care whom they grabbed in as long as they didn't favor any of them over the others. I just stored. I did not store anything. I just blew my nose. Ooh. So they just happened to hear that one of the branch families has 6 toes. So that would do well enough.
そういうことだ。長老ども。
I see, the elders didn't care what sort of novice became the head. As long as they could make it their puppet.
むしろ帝王学に無知な人間ほど好ましい。
In fact, the more ignorant this person was how to lead, the better it would be for them.
おじい様。
Grandfather. Leon.
お前は違う。
It's quite different in your case.
お前は
You'll be the one who inherits everything I have.
全てを受け継ぐ者だ。お前が生を受けた日。
As the fate you were granted the day of your birth.
だからこそ。
That's why I gave you the silver ring and raised you so strictly. Does Lion have 6 toes? Does Beatrice, Cannon, or Shannon have 6 toes? I don't fucking know. You told me so, though. I wouldn't be even slightly fucking surprised.
そなたは
Quite different from me.
私とは違う。誰にも恥じること
Already splendid successor of whom no one could be ashamed of.
はい。
Yes, sir.
操り人形の
A puppeteer, huh?
気楽なものじゃねえだろうな。
Thought that could have been easy. It's probably about where to begin. Kenzo laughed bitterly. It'll probably bring back nothing but painful memories no matter where he started from.
あれは
It lasts for so long, that span of gray days.
灰色の日々であった。それは私には
A mind-numbing stretch of time I spent dead, past like moss growing on a rock.
気の遠くなるほど長い長い。
I became the rope in the tug war between the elders, done nothing of nothing but their own profit. Probably could have snapped at any moment. However, people are far more resilient than one would think. I spent many days like a dead man. I was not killed. So, I would have to search for the death on my own. Next thing I knew, I reached the age where I could no longer refer to myself as young without drawing laughter from those who were... Those are long, dreary gray days without any substance. That lasted for a full 20 years. 20 years a person can be born, find a person can become their own man with their own place in the world. Sure, if one truly becomes a human, only when they have become a working adult. And I spent an amount of time long enough to create a human, doing nothing except playing the part of puppet for those greedy old men. Probably that time aged my body did not age my mind. I was still young and looked back fondly at fulfilling days before I was summoned to Odawara. My body continued to age at some point. The gulf between the two had widened to the point that was hard to comprehend. So I could hardly believe that the worn-out man in the mirror was really me. No, it wasn't really me. I was the head of the Ushima family in name only. I had no rights, no autonomy. There's no need for me to do anything other than what was asked of me. There's a doll sitting there on the shelf gathering dust. I remember nothing but lazily flipping through Western books I liked, locking myself in my own world. Do nothing but playing with roses and drinking terrible drinks. It lasted a full 20 years. Before I knew it, I had a stranger for a wife. Wasn't any wife I had chosen. Some of the elders had chosen force on me for their own reasons. The daughter of some noble family or something. That hardly mattered to me. Didn't love my wife, neither did I dislike her. I just didn't care. Well, if you choose them, that was out of love for my wife. They were just born before I knew it. That's all there was to it. None of it mattered. No, that's not quite right. Everything was decided by someone other than me, and I simply obeyed. That was the job that you showed me a family had. On some level, I felt as though my life was being slowly and quietly snuffed out.
信じられません。
I can't believe it. You've always been praised as a bold and wise ruler, and yet you live like that for so long. Leon, something so long and insubstantial as life do not live for yourself. And yet, it passes in a blink of an eye. Take this to heart.
生きる人生。
A life you live for yourself?
生きるってことは
Well, it means having your own will.
殺された日々だったろうよ。
Probably war dead during that time.
そうだ。
Precisely.
私は生きたかった。
I wanted to live.
いや、
No, I wanted to die.
死にたかった。操り人形はどうすれば死ねる？
What was what must a puppet do to die?
糸を断ち切ることです。
The strings.
そうだ。
Correct.
それが死ぬことであ
That
る。
would be death, it would be life, it would be
生きることであり
release.
解放だ。
Before I realized it, the world had grown troubled. World War II. The Pacific War. Japan extended their war fronts too far to the east and west, and the tide of war was changing. Thanks to the influence of the elders, I was able to avoid conscription. Of course, not out of compassion for me, because I was their precious puppet. The war never really felt that close to me. However, when I personally decided to abandon their protection, it was very easy. At the time, the Umineko family had almost completely collapsed. Since the elders apparently pilfered enough of the scraps to last them the rest of their lives, they seemed to care little for what I did, now that they no longer had any use of me. So I realized I finally found my time to die. One by one, I cut the threads I was hanging from, and began to search for a place to end my life.
戦地で死を
So you searched for death on the battlefield?
求めようとしたのか。
同じ死ぬなら誰かの役に立つべきと思った。
I thought that I was going to die anyway. I should try to become some use to someone.
いや、違うな。
No, that's a lie.
私には自らの命を絶つ気力さえなかった。
Probably just lacked the willpower to end my own life.
もっともらしく死ねる理由
Or
が
was Subu excuse your death?
戦争だったんだ。
You know, the sad part is 20 years of depression is isn't even slightly hard to believe. Oh.
「おじい様は土木建築の知識がありましたので、
I heard that your knowledge is public works and construction. Living tasked with setting up facilities with the Navy construction team.
聞いています。
とんだ誤算よ。
And what a miscalculation that was. If I just said that I had no useful skills, I would have been sent to the front lines where I could die at a moment's notice.
最前線に行かずに済んだのか。
So you end up not having to go to the front lines.
幸いと喜ぶ仲間もいたよ。
Some of the others would overjoy their luck.
私には逆
The opposite for me.
戦って死ぬという出来すぎた美酒の焼け酒が欲しかっただけなのだ。
My only desire was to get my hands on intoxicating liquor. The battle and drink myself to
忘
death.
れられた島の上空を米軍の編隊は
The US planes nothing but cut across the skies of that forsaken island.
彼らは私の
You don't have a bullet to spare for me, much less a bomb.
爆弾一つどころか鉛玉の一つさえ恵んではくれなかったのだ。
おじい様はその日々の中でベアトリーチェにお会いになられたのですか？
Is this the time that you met Beatrice's grandfather?
そうだ。
Correct.
あれは海からよ。
It came from me from the sea.
どこで会った
Where do you meet her?
島と言ったが。
Mentioned an island?
高校だよ。
I was here.
この島に
Came to this island.
お前たちは六軒島で出会っていたというのか。
So we met here in Rokujima.
どういうこ
We
と
met here in Rokujima. What's going on? I heard that Rokujima was uninhabited until you bought it, grandfather.
無人島だったと聞いています。この島に
I never knew there was a Japanese military base here.
などとは初耳です。
Well, I mean, I'm not that surprised. I'm mostly not that surprised because it's like a case of we've been theorizing for a long while that like this place was supposed to be a military base. I had assumed that it had been that at least the preparations for a military base were there by the time Kenzo just said "fuck, it's mine." I didn't expect it to have previously been a fucking base, but I expected it to become a base, so same results, I guess. Ah, yes, you could hardly call that a military base. It was just a cave. I was one of the guards of that cave. (1944) Due to the honorable defeats at Saipan and Guam, Japan's absolute national defense zone strategy was in shambles. Where are the gallantry of the start of the war gone? The attackers are now the ones on the defensive. At the time, it was said that the final trump cards of the Japanese military were the so-called special attack weapons. It said these old weapons were replaced with 1.5 tons of explosives. And capable of sinking any kind of warship with a single blast. Strengthen homeland defenses. They draft plan to build a string of hidden bases from Hachijojima to Yokusaka, all house submarines loaded with special attack weapons. Look, I can't stop, but okay, I guess we know where the explosives came from now. Damn. I mean, I was wondering where the only flaw with the explosives theory was where the fuck did they get it from to do enough damage? Well, we've got an answer now, I guess. I knew there was a base constructed on Hachijojima. I think there was one on Rokujima too. There was a sort of fool who decided it was a good idea to plant a base in this desolate island. I have no idea. Better preserve its frequency, its secrecy. Ridiculous. I never understand what the higher ups were thinking, and I didn't particularly care. These early were open weapons. They would take down large warships in a single strike. There's over that present submarines capable of loading these weapons into the waters just off of Japan would allow for powerful sea ambush as a final line of defense. So today, the establishment of base tops, you see, the island Rokujima was raised as a possible candidate. An investigation of the island revealed the discovery of a large cave in the cliffs. This is apparently deemed to be a suitable location for a submarine base. So, you were assessed with the establishment of that base? Establishment? Certainly we can call digging out a cave establishment.
しかもその上
Not only that, the base was abandoned before its completion.
放置されたのだから。
どうしてです？
Why?
当時の日本に
At the time, Japan no longer had any submarines large enough to carry one of those weapons.
残っていなかった。
Loading up special attack weapons is another was a euphemism for kamikaze aircraft. Ah, great. Ah,
滑稽な話だ。
how truly laughable.
潜水艦も
What's the
ない
point in having a submarine base if there aren't any submarines left?
今さら必要なものか。役人の無意味な箱物作りは今も昔も変わらんな。
There's one thing that never changes: politicians and their meaningless projects. The base on Hachijojima was actually outfitted with those weapons and became a base for direct attacks. But Okajima was never supplied with any. Not only that, they canceled construction entirely, leaving only a crew minimal-sized station on the island waiting for orders from above that never came. Does that mean there's a hidden harbor? Entirely plausible, yes. Could be the fact that it was hidden base sealed our fate. Higher-ups already completely forgot about the excuses in pointless cavern. Literally more than guards for a mere cave. We spent our days farming, fishing, and playing with the dirt, all while gazing up at the American formations flying past. Some of our group were relieved of the process of the war ending before anyone remembered we were here. Before any of us had to face a real battle. Of course, it was the opposite for me. I held beyond hope for the American troops to advance and kill me as soon as possible. Jesus Christ, the more you guys talk about this in chat, the worse it comes across. Yeah, of course, but damn. And then on one of those hollow days, let's go back to there now. Back to the turning point in my life and my fates. When Ushomiya Kinzo finally became alive. Gotta admit, it's very odd hearing bedtime in this case, especially because we're at the start of a new chapter. But it's definitely very interesting to go through this with our knowledge, which I feel is very close to being complete. It's very weird to see this and for it to be mostly, yep, that's exactly what I was expecting. You know what? Yep, that's exactly what we talked about. Yep, this makes sense. Like, we didn't have any questions. We never questioned the bomb thing after episode 4. We all agreed on it because it made the most sense for how something could possibly be conceived as an accident when so many people died. It just was a question of where the fuck do they get it? You know? You think it should be that way, where this is just the summarizing and us getting confirmation? I don't disagree. I do not disagree. Anyway. Thank you everyone for coming to today's live stream. If this is your first time coming, suggest you subscribe to the Navigation Bow so wherever I'm streaming. If you have anything to comment, leave a comment down below. If you like the video, leave a like. And until next time, I'm gonna faint into the goddamn bag book. I'm gonna get quiet. I'm gonna get close. I'm getting quiet. And I'm gonna say, how the hell does no one know what's happening at this point? Goodbye.